This video is going to look at searching on EbscoHost databases. In an earlier video we looked at advanced search techniques. We're now going to look at how to apply these to health-related subject databases. So let's head over to the library website. Underneath the main library search, you'll see there's a link to search for something else. The top link here is for databases A to Z by subject. We'll then see a list of faculties, so just look for the Faculty of Health Science. You'll then see a list of key databases. Because we're going to be cross-searching multiple EBSCO databases, we can click on any of these and choose additional ones once we've logged in. Let's connect to CINAHL Ultimate. So CINAHL indexes nursing and allied health literature. So rather than looking across all journals, across all subjects, it only searches within that subject area. However, it's good practice, particularly if you're doing a literature review, to search a range of different databases as they will all have unique and different coverage. So in addition to CINAHL, if we click on it, we can also select Medline, which is a big medical clinical database, PsycInfo for psychology and mental health, and we can even include Academic Search Ultimate, which is multidisciplinary. These are all the key databases that you'll probably want to use. Then just click Select. So the earlier videos talked about advanced search techniques, so we're going to show you how to apply these to the databases. You can see the Boolean operators and or not automatically appear, but I'm going to show you the best way of putting your search terms in. The topic we had earlier was around the relationship between stigma and language for persons living with dementia. We identified our search terms as stigma, language, and dementia. So let's start by typing those in. We can separate them out onto different rows, so it means the results will contain all of these terms. Let's run the search. So we've got a good number, we've got 274, and these are looking very relevant. However, we may be missing some relevant papers because we haven't applied any of those additional search techniques. We haven't thought about different word endings, and we haven't put any synonyms in. So let's go back and revise the search. It might say stigma, stigmatized, etc. So if we truncate it, that will look for those different word endings. And as you can see, when you start typing, it will give you some suggestions. These are fine to use, but do remember you will need to add truncation and potentially phrase searching. I'm going to use some of these. The earlier video talks about where you should be truncating. It might say language or languages. It might say dementia or Alzheimer's. So all I've done is add some additional synonyms connected with or, and I've put some truncation on some of my search terms. Let's run the search again. As you can see, my results have been greatly increased just by making a few tweaks to my search. So the important thing to remember when using these databases is don't just put your basic keywords in, think about those different word endings and think about other ways of describing the research you're looking for. That will greatly increase your search results. I'm going to go through some techniques now to show you how to narrow your search if you feel you have too many to screen through. One way we can do this is to limit one of our search rows to the title only of the article. Rather than all fields, we could say we want dementia or Alzheimer to be in the title of the article. If the author has that word explicitly in the title, the chances are these will be more relevant. So we're now down to 933. Additional filters that are really useful are peer review for those high quality journal articles. We might decide to do a 10-year date range. We can even customize this. And we might just want academic journals only. So as you can see now, we've got a really good number of results. We've got over 500. Some of these might be duplicated across the 4 databases, but the duplicates get removed automatically as you go through the results. Any you're interested in, you can click on the title and you'll get more information. You'll get the authors, the journal that it's published in, the subject headings, and the abstract or the summary. This is really useful to identify additional search terms as you might see a word that you haven't thought about using. To get access, you would click the Find at Hull button, or you might find you have a direct link to the PDF. There's lots of built-in options within each record to save it, see how to cite it. You can add them to projects or folders, you can share it, and you can download. It's definitely worth creating a personal EBSCO account. So if we go to My EBSCO, you can either create an account or once you have done so, sign in. Once we've signed into our account, we can do things like save our search. Just simply click Save. If we go to the saved folder and searches, at any point we can rerun the search. We can also save records, and we can also create folders to save them into. We can add them to projects. If I select the first 10, I can then add them to a project. If I navigate to my projects, I've put these into my dissertation project. To add a new project, just click the plus sign. This is really useful if you're working on different pieces of research for different modules or maybe different chapters in a dissertation. It just enables you to segregate your results. There's lots of additional features within these databases, but hopefully that's given you a flavour of how to input your search.